The world is changing, and it's changing rapidly. We are leaving behind a period of remarkable growth and relative stability. After the most destructive war in the human history, the United States emerged as the global leader. The American people, in their righteous might, will prevail and achieve absolute victory. Being the leader, the United States forged fresh institutions such as NATO and the World Trade Organization. They formulated guidelines pertaining to trade, economic matters, and justice. These guidelines were rooted in Western philosophical principles, which are currently being disseminated worldwide by a nation with an impressive array of alliances and military resources. For a period, another significant empire challenged this established order, operating under a distinct set of rules and a different set of values and philosophies. They engaged in trade with their own bloc and formed alliances independent of their existing order. However, this state of affairs couldn't endure. The dissolution of the Soviet Union in 1990 left the United States and its affluent allies as the primary architects of the roles and wielders of power. Consequently, the United States reinforced its commitment to a system founded on liberal values, democracy, and free trade, propagating and fortifying these principles worldwide. Yet, when you hold the mantle of global leadership and set the rules, you possess the discretion to choose when to adhere to your own values and rules, and when not to. Being the global superpower has, at times, transformed into the role of the global policeman. Over the past 75 years, the United States has been observed violating the values, norms, and ideas upon which it constructed the entire global system. This has included establishing alliances with authoritarian dictators, overturning democratically elected governments, fueling regional conflicts, and generally striving to suppress communism worldwide. Anyone who refused to adhere to Americans' regulations was ostracized as an irrational outcast in need of a change in leadership. The Iraqi leadership has conspired for more than a decade to develop anthrax, nerve gas, and nuclear weaponry. Nevertheless, despite the double dealing by the US, this system has been a crucial component of the most peaceful era in human history. Major empires no longer engage in conflicts as they once did. One significant reason for this change is that these empires recognize that aligning themselves with the American-led system offered economic opportunities and growth, making it unwise to initiate wars. Opposing this system often resulted in widespread destruction and lost opportunities for all parties involved. The situation was further aided by the existence of the most powerful weapons ever created, which deterred great powers from using them against each other. The American-led system has brought about stability and a remarkable increase in global trade, resulting in a significant reduction in global poverty. However, this era is drawing to a close. Let's delve into the global affairs. Partially due to the US-led order, China, which was the most populous country on Earth until recently, has ascended to become the world's second largest economy and boasts the largest active military forces. Increasingly, China views the US as an unjust enforcer of the global order, only abiding by rules that serve in interest. From China's perspective, the West's imposition of values and philosophies resembles a contemporary form of colonialism. China perceives the American empire as hypocritical, intoxicated by the power it has led since 1945, and a defensive nation in decline, characterized by fractured politics, a divided populace, and complacency regarding its position at the top. In response, China is constructing an alternative system in which, in 2023, China's leader Xi Jinping introduced his Global Civilization Initiative, advocating that countries should avoid imposing their values or models on others and refrain from igniting ideological conflicts instead of what he regards as hypocritical American colonialism, where the U.S. imposes human rights and democracy worldwide. China's approach would be transactional, shedding the facade of a rule-based order biased towards one group. The Chinese system would be founded on shared interests, advantageous agreements, and flexible alliances, rather than purported philosophical principles. Unlike previous decades, China now possesses the military and financial means to pursue its global independently, defy the rules set by the global superpower, and engage with the world in a different manner, advancing Chinese interests outside the established system. Presently, a competition is unfolding between these two formidable powers that have become deeply interlinked in terms of economics over the past half-century, and now they are gradually disentangling. Across the globe, you can observe China sowing the seeds for its new system by employing state-backed funds to invest in infrastructure ventures worldwide. This strategy grants China a presence in numerous new countries, binding these nations to Chinese debt, which often translate into future leverage. In March 2023, China dispatched diplomats to the Middle East, marking the first significant effort to mediate a peace agreement between Saudi Arabia and Iran, two long-standing adversaries. This achievement underscored the diminishing influence of the United States in the global region. Nevertheless, the U.S. retains its position at the top as long as it can control the global economic and financial systems, a control it currently maintains. However, China is also challenging this dominance by collaborating with Brazil, Russia, India, and South Africa, the BRICS countries, to establish an alternative economic bloc. These are all significant emerging economies, and their importance will only grow in the coming decades. Since 2009, the BRICS countries have intensified their cooperation, holding annual meetings, establishing a new development bank to invest in their nations, and coordinating on various policies. The BRICS countries are emerging as potential competitors to G7 countries, which represents the US-led order. They are even contemplating the creation of their own shared currency among these 5 expanding economies. This move would constitute a substantial challenge to the US dollar, currently the standard for international trade, and a major factor that compels countries to cooperate with the United States. Russia's invasion of Ukraine marked a significant resistance to the Western security and economic order, revealing which country aligned themselves on either side of this divide. It is evident that most nations are not taking a definitive stand in this regard. In this shifting landscape of global power dynamics, the United States and China are at the forefront of a complex competition as they navigate their roles on the world stage. The international community watches closely, aware that the choices made by these two giants will have profound implications for the future of global politics, economics, and diplomacy. The outcome of this contest will shape the world in ways yet to be fully realized. Like and subscribe for more interesting videos.